Today we will talk about the fascinating intersection between science, technology, and society. We live in a time of anticipated innovation, where advancement in the field of artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and renewable energy are shaping our ways of living. Together with our interviewer, Mr. Kimley Domingo, and his experience, expertise, knowledge, and ideas, let's explore the exciting ideas discussing how this can change our lives.
Good afternoon, sir. First of all, we would like to thank you for sharing your time with us for this interview today and the opportunity to learn something about science and technology from you. So we will start with the first question.
So the first question, sir, is how can science education in school improves to better prepare students for the future-driven technology?
So as we all know, in the recent years, science is very essential and been helpful in teaching. For example, now we can view, unlike before, there have been several cases that when you do an analysis, for example, you are teaching education, so
Yes.
teaching education, so you need to better understand how your students acclimate and adapt to that different situation, or how they perform. Unlike before, you cannot use analysis or data analysis like, for example, you need to manually compute, for example, if you do thesis to determine if the significant value among the performance of students, which is among them can be considered as the bright and the lower IQ level, you need to manually. But now we have different softwares which can provide you easier calculation and doing analysis, which are very important in concluding and in the conclusion of what have you did or what are you doing, diba? So you can easily conclude na, okay, based on this analysis, there's a significant factor. So this teaching method is important para siya, so that the students can easily understand what are the topics. So, diba, as a teacher education, you have different methodologies on teaching. So you can easily identify by using softwares kung which among them are the most applicable and efficient way in teaching students.
Yes.
So you can, right now you can explore different software analysis
Yes.
and teaching methodology.
So you mean that technology will help in the differentiated learning techniques and teaching techniques.
And help in differentiating which is the most appropriate teaching method you can use on the different type of students. So because when you have a students, but first you need to create a microclimate. So what means about this microclimate?
Not so.
So it is a term in biology which is that you need to determine, for example, we have a general climate, for example, whole intensity. But in microclimate, we can create every classroom.
Yes.
So we can create determining the performance level of the students.
Yes.
So doing analysis and doing different approaches, so you can easily utilize it to have a better understanding how to do and how to perform your teaching method better.
Yes. So that fosters an inclusive teaching. So now, sir, we will move on to the second question. So, what future technologies do you think will have the most significant impact on solving global issues?
For me now, so I live in the field of health. So we have now what they call as the CRISPR-Cas9 system, which is a gene editing tool. So CRISPR means clustered repeats interspecies palindromic sequence, which is originally identified from the bacteria. It is a gene editing tool by the bacteria, discovered by Dogna way back 2018. So currently, it is being used in the field of agriculture. So in the field of agriculture, especially we have global warming. And global warming, or especially drought, has been one of the major factors in decreasing the crop production plants. But by using this CRISPR-Cas9 system, we can edit the genes of the plants and create a better type or a better holotype or variety that can withstand the drought. And aside from that, it can also be used to address biotic stresses like insects. So, if there is a, for example, there is a disease caused by an insect bite. So, if you can edit the tool, you can edit the crop. So you can easily recombinate or insert the gene that's responsible for those insects to die. So by using that, you can also minimize the use of pesticides, which is have negative effect on the human. But there has been several issues regarding on these gene editing tools. So we have different types. We have the Agrobacterium tumefaciens, it's a bacteria that can recombinate or insert genes. We have the talent sequence. But this technology has been several issues because of some critics are saying that we are already at the level of God, like we are already editing the genetic structure of living things. But generally, this gene editing tool has been existing, and there's still no yet. In the 30 years, for example, the glyphosate corn. Are you familiar with the corn variety that can be sprayed with herbicide?
Not so soon.
So some corn varieties, can be sprayed by herbicide which only the grasses will die, but the corn can withstand. That's no negative effect. So the example of a GMO, genetically modified organism, I think the one they use is the Agrobacterium tumefaciens, so bombard insertion of gene. But some people, especially the Greenpeace, I have mentioned, so there's several issues that they are saying that they have negative impact. But 30 years now, there's still no scientifically proven yet that those GMO products have negative effect to humans. For example, the Betty corn, which is familiar with the Betty corn, Beta GT, which is the most common corn variety now. So the Betty corn, for example, Betty corn contains the Bacillus thuringiensis gene, which is the bacteria. So this corn has been inserted with the gene of the Bacillus thuringiensis for defense against the Lepidopteran species, the corn borer. So when the corn borer larvae, or a corn borer is a type of larvae by the Lepidopteran, for example, mga moth, mga butterfly. So when they bite or eat the stem of the corn, their stomach will crystallize and cause disruption. So they will die. So in cases to put other cases that they say, oh, it's a negative effect to human. But generally, when the better you study that field, the more knowledge you will accumulate and the more questions you will create. So by attending, I already met the president of the biotechnology of the Philippines, my co-advisor scientist, head of the crop biotechnology center of the Philippines. So I better understand that there's still no proven negative effect on the use of this technology on humans. Diba? For example, if you don't have the dirty corn type, so farmers tend to spray an insecticide on the corn.
Yes.
And some farmers, especially if the market value will become high, in demand ng corn, which is kasi may cost din, kung in-demand siya, magmahal. The price will increase. The tendency, even in the vegetable, they will harvest it immediately. Even though there has been suggested that threshold level, that it is still a week or month before it needed to be harvested, so that they can assure that the pesticide or chemicals have been washed out. So it's become more healthier compared to using that pesticide insecticides.
So in general, sir, for you the most significant
Discovery
in technology is
the CRISPR-Cas9 system.
for the agricultural field.
It's not just in agriculture, especially in the field of even in medicine, since it can be used to evade genetically treatable diseases. For example, if your family have some leukemia, cancer. We humans tend to have cancers, but we have the process we call the P53 pathway that is responsible for engulfing or killing those cancer cells. But when it is damaged, so cancer cells can grow, which is abnormally. So, but if you have this CRISPR-Cas9 system, it can be used to edit the gene responsible for the cancer formation. But still now, so there's been an issue, so ethical issues that this technology should not be used in the human. But this is a promise, especially in the field if you have a heritable diseases.
Okay, so it might cause a lot of issues.
Yes.
So,
For now.
For now.
okay, so we'll move on to the third
Third
question.
question, sir. How can society prepare for the potential destruction caused by emerging technologies?
So for me, it's just a matter of how the society understand those technology. Diba? If the society didn't understand how to utilize and how to maximize the efficiency of the technology, it can cause damage to us. It's just a matter of the decision making of the society. For example, even us, we know that water is healthy. But if we intake too much water, it can cause damage, the toxicity, which can also kill us. Toxic sa ating body. So it's just a matter of how the society is being knowledgeable, how they will understand to use that technology. Because it's just a matter of if you are, we call this, if you have better understanding on how to use technology, you can be more cautious.
Yes, sir.
Unlike those who didn't understand. So just an example of that. When you spray an herbicide, but if you know the different damage that can be brought to human, you tend to do PPE. You will protection. But if you don't have any knowledge, you will just even use that pesticide and can you can absorb the toxin with just with the contact the water, the contain the mixture. It's just a matter of how the society utilize and have an understanding on the technology.
So it supports the notion too much can damage
Yes.
everything.
Yes, it is true.
The possibility to damage anything. So we'll move on to the fourth question, sir.
Fourth and the last, sir.
Fourth and the last question for this interview. So it goes like this. How will the increasing integration of artificial intelligence in biotechnology reshape our understanding of what it means to be human?
So artificial intelligence is very essential now, which can easily help us identify special diseases. During COVID-19, some scientists created the artificial intelligence to detect who among the people have already a fever. And for a second, I want to emphasize what is biotechnology first. So, biotechnology has been sometimes misinterpreted as genetic engineering. So, biotechnology is a use of an organism to create a product. So, for example, what is the product of biotechnology? So, biotechnology, for example, is your vinegar. That is an example of biotechnology. Vinegar, the use of an organism fermentation process. So biotechnology has been existing way back, and so it's just a matter of how do you use those or how do you utilize those technology that have been useful to us. Our environment has provided us these organisms which is being helpful. For example, now there have been discovered caterpillar that can digest plastics, a fungus. So if you utilize that properly, we can eradicate one of the major problem, the garbage. In the world, we all know that Philippines is among the top 10 producer of garbages. So if we can utilize properly those insects or those larvae and fungus, it can be beneficial to the environment. So there's been most of the misconception of biotechnology. They are being regarded as genetic engineering, but they are two different fields.
So thank you so much, sir, for your time and for your insightful thoughts and perspective. I think we can navigate the future of innovation. Thank you, sir. In a way that benefits all the humanity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.